If there is one thing that I could share with you that will radically transform the results that you're getting in your life, it is that you should always, and when I say always, always move in silence. Do not tell anyone your moves until they are done, until they're there, until they can't be disputed, until the energies cannot be messed with so that you don't have the results. Okay? I used to be one of those people who would get really excited about something. Oh my gosh, this thing's about to happen. This thing's about to happen. I would share it with someone and then it would either not happen or it would get delayed. And I don't know what it is, but I think this is something with manifestation. You should never tell a soul until the thing that you want is manifested. Do not tell a soul, okay? Unless that person can help you in your manifestation, literally don't say shit to anyone, babe, because you don't want to go around saying, oh yeah, I'm about to do this, I'm about to get that, whatever. And then lo and behold, because you scattered the energies because you really didn't believe it, because if you believed it, you wouldn't need to be affirmed by everyone else outside of you, okay? You would just know it within and you would show up with the thing or the experience, whatever, and people would know then and there that you manifested that thing or whatever, right? So why is it that we choose to not move in silence? And when I say this, I'm really analyzing my own behavior. And like I kind of mentioned before, I think part of it is you may not really believe it. You may not actually feel like you're worthy of it. You may not feel like it's actually possible. You may be the type of person who needs validation for what you truly want. And if you need validation for anything that you want in your life, it's going to be very, very hard for you to live a life that is for you as opposed to for other people, because you're always looking to be like, oh, did I do good? Do I do good? And like, you should always look within and ask yourself, did you do good? Did I do good? And if inside it feels like a yes, a gut yes, why do you need to tell people what's going on? You know? And this is something that I learned a few years ago. In 2018, I went out to San Francisco and I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was doing. So the first time I went was a few months earlier in 2018, around March, April. And I stayed for about 8 weeks. And then I had to come back home because it just wasn't working out. But then I decided that I wanted to go again. Kind of stupidly maybe, but I'm going to share the story because it was honestly really insane. So anyway, I knew that my entire family was going to drop off my sister at college for the first time. So I said, yeah, I'm going to stay back. It's fine. I'll be at the house. It'll be good. I'll watch the house. But I knew that that same day when they were going to drop her off at school, I was getting on a plane to go to San Francisco, okay? So I wrote a note out to my parents and my siblings, and then I stuck it in the mailbox. It was this whole dramatic thing like, oh, I'm never coming back. Thank you for all you've done for me, but like very dramatic, okay? Very Leo-esque of me. So I am basically talking to them for the first time once I'm in San Francisco, once they literally can't talk me out of going to San Francisco because I'm there. And I didn't have a place to stay for the night. In fact, when I was on the plane, I was sitting next to this woman and we kind of started talking towards the end of the flight. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going out on faith. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm just like so excited. I know I'm supposed to be in San Francisco. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, blah, 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 blah. And she had invited me to a wedding that she was going to, I don't know. And so I literally had $20 to my name, okay? $20. So I get to the airport. I still don't even know where I'm staying that night at all. I have these 2 suitcases. I have a big suitcase and then I have a carry-on suitcase. One of the suitcases had all of my clothes in it. One of the other the other suitcase had my shoes and like some other accessories and stuff in it. And I'm just like, this is going to work out. This is going to work out. I had made some provisions beforehand, but everything fell through. Nothing was really working out. No one was really getting back to me. So I'm just like assuming that everything is working out for me, okay? And again, the vital point is that I did not tell a soul that this was happening, all right? So I get to the airport, SFO, and I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? So I get an intuitive nudge that I'm supposed to go to the Embarcadero. So I know that the BART, which is the Bay Area Regional Transit, goes to the Embarcadero from the train station or from the airport. So I'm going to get a ticket for the BART, but I literally don't have the money for it, okay? I literally don't. I tried to use my card. I find out it's not working, whatever. So I'm like, okay, fuck, like, what do I do? So magically, I see the woman that I was sitting next to on the plane. So I ask her, I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, like, I will totally Venmo you back, Zelle you back, whatever. Can you totally spot me for this? And I will send it back to you. And she's like, yeah, no problem. Cause I had the money in another account. I just had to move it. So like, I knew I'd be able to pay her back in like literally a day. And she was like, yeah, it's fine, no problem. I was like, okay, great. Thank you so much. So she gets me my ticket. I go to the Embarcadero. I'm really hungry. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Sweet Green because I love Sweet Green. So I go to Sweet Green. I get my salad, everything. And I know my card declined. Like, I fucking know my card declined. But I know that the guy, also the worker there, also saw that I had 2 suitcases. If you know anything about SF, it's full of homeless people. So he's probably like, you know what? I'm just going to give this girl a break. So he didn't say anything to me. I was able to eat my salad. So after that is when I get the idea to go to the Embarcadero. Like, for whatever reason, it was really, I had the idea to go to Sweet Green first. And then from Sweet Green, as I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? My intuition's telling me to go to the Embarcadero. So I go to the Embarcadero. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's starting to get darker. And I have no place to stay for the night in San Francisco, okay? So I go to the Embarcadero, I'm carrying my suitcases, and I'm just like, God, like, please tell me I didn't come out here for no reason and that I'm going to end up on the street, right? Like, for a split second, I obviously entertained that thought, but I didn't put any emotions behind it. I was just like, no, this is going to work out. This is going to work out. This is going to work out. So I get to the Embarcadero and I have a place to sit and I'm like, you know what? I have no idea what to do in this situation. What have I fucking got myself into? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take out my journal and I'm just going to start journaling where I'm going to be tonight. I'm going to start to imagine, close my eyes, think about where I'm going to be tonight. So as I'm journaling, right, I get a notification on my phone. And one of the people that I had reached out to, like maybe a few days ago, who hadn't gotten back to me, was like, hey, I'm by the Embarcadero. My husband and I would love it if you would stay at our house tonight. And we'd love to prepare you some dinner. I was like, oh my God, okay. I don't think you understand. What I wrote down in my journal was that I was going to have my own room to myself, a nice hot shower, and I was going to have dinner. And that's literally everything to the fucking T what happened, okay? So that was a moment where I realized when you jump and you truly believe it, you envision it in your mind, that will happen. It absolutely will happen, but you can't share that with other people. And the reason you can't share that with other people is because not everybody has the vision that you have for your life. And when you start to entertain the doubts and fears of other people into your vision, it cloudies it, okay? And it also pushes it off and makes it so that it's more likely to not happen, or it's more likely to happen at a much later date than maybe what you're imagining. So it's very, very critical that you always move in silence. And with regard to what I'm kind of going through right now, I'm not going to share it yet because it hasn't fully manifested yet, but it's very interesting because I don't feel secretive as I'm going through this, but I also feel very empowered because I know that I'm not doing it for me. I'm not trying to create something for the benefit of being applauded by others. I'm doing it because it's a genuine desire that comes from deep within my soul. And it's kind of scary in a sense, but it's also exciting. There's also a feeling of, oh, this is normal. Like, obviously that's going to happen. Obviously. I'm not really thinking of it as it's going to be a miracle or this could be great. I'm like, no, of course that's going to happen. Just like how I was when I went to San Francisco, when by all accounts, you would say that girl is crazy. She is crazy to be doing that. But it ended up okay because I envisioned it and I knew it in my mind already. I knew it in my heart already. And I didn't need other people to agree with it because I agreed with it. And you have to agree with whatever it is that you desire in your life and know that it's real already so that it doesn't feel like a crazy thing, okay? If it feels like this super crazy thing, like, oh my gosh, that'd be so crazy if it happened, then you don't actually know it as the next logical step for you. You know what I mean? You literally have to have lived it in your mind already for it to become real. And then it's like you're not manifesting something. And I heard this somewhere else. You're experiencing the thing that you already manifested in your mind. And I absolutely love that. And it really turns a lot of teachings on its head because it's like so much of what we're taught about how the world works is fluff in a lot of ways. And I also think it's really, really important to be very mindful of the things that you ingest on a daily basis in terms of the TV that you watch, the news that you're reading, or hopefully not reading as often, all of the people that you're talking to on a daily basis, the different stimuli that you focus on. Because when you focus on certain things, you are going to then think certain things about your own capabilities, certain things about how the world works. And then you are not going to see yourself as the creator who can literally create things out of thin air when you see it in your mind and you continue to focus on that vision. And it's just so incredible because we literally are so fucking powerful, bro. We're so powerful. And one of the experiences that I had today is that it was like a yes, like kind of maybe thing in a sense. I don't know how to explain it without giving it away, but it was kind of like half of what I asked for. And as that was being said, I was like, no, it's going to be exactly what I asked for. Like in my mind, as it was happening, they were like, oh, it's going to be like this. I'm like, no, in my mind, it's going to be like this because I know it's going to be like that. Yeah, the reality that I'm living in might be saying one thing, but I know that that's a trick, okay? It's trying to get you to believe in the fear thoughts, in the insecurities, in, oh, you don't get your way, but you do, okay? You always get your way. And sometimes when it looks like it's not going to happen, that's that test of, are you going to stick to the vision or are you going to be like, oh, well, and you have to pass that test and you have to know that it's an illusion. It's not real, okay? But part of that comes with not telling people what you're doing, only allowing the results to speak for themselves. So I'm feeling really good. I really, really am. And I know that the thing that's kind of it is a hell yes, and it's just an illusion. And I'm going to have some really big things to share soon. And I'm super duper excited about that. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.